Hi everyone. Today I'm going to do a short presentation or video on how to maintain your umpire or catcher's equipment to keep you safe and to help it last longer and look good when you go to use it. There is an issue that I've read where some of the kids in Little League are getting rashes and infections because they're either using borrowed equipment from the league, or they don't clean and properly take care of their shin guards and chest protectors and so on. So what I'm going to do today is kind of go through all my equipment, what I do to keep it clean and look nice, and see if it can help you in any way. Uh, what I'm going to start is what I keep in my truck to help me do all this. I keep a big container of sanitation wipes, and these are antibacterial. You can use any brand. I get the big ones, that are less expensive, big thing of it. I keep a spray can of scrubbing bubbles. See what I do with those. Spray can of odor, Dr. Scholl's, whatever you want for your shoes, which is very important. And a can of hairspray. This is, you don't have to use this brand, it's just the brand they had at the store. I don't recommend either or, but get the cheapest one you can find. I keep a jar or can of black shoe polish. I don't use that usually on the field unless I get a really bad scuff, because most of my polishing is done at home where I have all my equipment. But this is just like a quick fix. If you get a mark on your belt that doesn't look good, or your shoes, you have that. I always keep a rag, and I keep a little brush to brush off my equipment. So we'll get started. The first thing we'll go through is my helmet. Whether it's a traditional or this full face helmet, you get a lot of sweat and moisture on your helmet, and a lot of times they get thrown back in a bag, and it just sits there. And it's really not good to leave all that stuff on there. Not only will it deteriorate your leather and your foam products, but it's not good to have all your sweat just stay on that equipment next time you use it. So what I do is I have a jar of antibacterial wipes, and I kind of just go over the inside of everything that touches me. This is all my equipment's already pretty much been done last time I used it, but so I'm just showing you what I would do. Usually on my mask I use 2 wipes because I want to make sure I get everything real thorough. And like I said, anywhere that you're got sweat piled up or anything like that, you just want to wipe all that stuff off and get it clean for the next use. I actually use it and I wipe down the outside as well to keep it looking good. It gets it fresh. Next time you use it, you can do it in between games. If you have a hectic tournament schedule, or you're doing several games on the weekend. But that's how I take care of my helmet. And I think it's really important because, like I said, you'll see even here the mothers talking about the kids are getting rash on their foreheads because it's constantly sitting on there and they're not cleaning it in between games. So that's really important. The other things are shin guards. But before I go into shin guards, for those of you who use short socks, what I found really helps is I use these tall baseball socks. It helps with getting pinches or rashes on your legs. I have 2 pairs. I have kind of like a summer version, which is a thin pair, and I have a thicker pair. It goes all the way past my knees, so it's kind of nice. Keeps a little bit of irritation down. The same thing is done with my shin guards. The only difference is before I start my shin guards, I take my brush and I wipe. I brush off all the dust. It gets in there anywhere. Like I said, all my equipment's already been done. I'm just going through this to demonstrate it. It will take you a couple more minutes when you actually do it. So then I take my antiseptic wipe and I go through and I wipe down all my shin guard. And like I said, using my shin guards, because if you notice, it's kind of a little harder. You can get away with using 1 wipe usually on your shin guards, and then I actually go over the outside as well. Kind of look it nice. So you can do the straps. Anywhere you get sweat on or dirt, you're gonna want to do that, and that keeps that sanitized and ready to use your next round. Now, on the chest protector, it's really good on your protector to, on a warm day when you can, bring it inside, You don't want to put it in the washer or anything like that because it's really not good for it. But you can take like woolite or something like that, put it in a wash tub, and you just kind of want to dunk it in there and kind of hand wipe it off, and then rinse it and then hang it up and dry it. That's really important because this has a lot more stuff that can soak up your sweat and grime. But in between games and in between, I do the exact same thing with these thin wipes. I take it and I go over the whole thing, because I don't know if you've noticed, but I mean, I've come up to kids or even other umpires, and they're pulling their gear out of their car, and you're like thinking, how can you put that on there, man? I'd go crazy because it just smells so bad. But these antibacterial wipes, since they don't harm you because they use them to wipe your hands and stuff like that, so you can sit there and just wipe it all down. Like I said, all my equipment's already been done, and my vest has had just had a wash. So, but you would get your straps and get everything, wipe it all down, and you're good to go. But it's really important. Like I said, it's just a cheap thing, and this is another thing that can be done in between games. If you're all sweaty, you can take your gear off and get it all wiped down. Keeps it really, like I said, smelling fresh, clean, and you're ready to go. Okay, now shoes. You have your plate shoes, and a lot of dirt and grime gets on these, and of course they take a lot of abuse. So what I do with my shoes, especially my plate shoes, is first I brush them off. I get as much grime. Well, let me show you the before, if you can see that. See, they're just dirty. You got dust inside your plate guard and things like that. So I kind of just brush some of the loose grime off. And then I take my scrape over. It doesn't hurt it. You can go on YouTube or anywhere else, or even Google it, and a lot of umpires use this, and it doesn't hurt it whatsoever. So I kind of just spray it on there. Get it all over, get on soles, get up in there, get on the top, and then just let it sit, let it do its thing. What I did to speed up the process is I have already sprayed this shoe. So now I'll just take a quick wipe off, clean it up. I mean, you notice before I started, if you notice, but even the mark on the silver spot was dark. I mean, it gets inside, gets it all clean. So when you're done with that, I mean, that shoe looks unbelievable, but that's not the end. So now, what you're going to do, you just did your spray, you take your hairspray. And what that's going to do, it's going to give it a protective coating. It doesn't hurt the shoe, but it's going to give it a protective coating so it always looks nice and shiny. I mean, it's going to dry like that and look awesome. And it's good for about 2 plates. It'll stay on there and still look nice. And then at the end of the day, you'll go through and wash it again and get it done. So as you can see how this shoe that I just sprayed is starting to get shiny and get ready to it did its duty. So I'll be wiping that shoe off as well. I mean, it gets all the dirt out of all the grooves inside there. I'm telling you, when you're getting on the field, and I believe it's really important to look good. I mean, you're representing Little League Baseball, and I just think when you come up there and your equipment's not clean, you don't look good. I mean, what are people going to think about you, right? Your first impression, you know what they say about that, right? So here it is. So that shoe has been nice and clean. Give it a spray. Those will dry. You can wipe them off if you want to. And the same thing is done with my base shoes. These have already been done. So the only thing I have to do is I have to spray them with the hairspray. I haven't done that yet. But then what I do before I wrap everything up is I take my shoe spray and I spray them. Like I said, that's another way to keep everything smelling fresh and stops with, you know, athlete's foot and things like that. So, as a recap, you want to keep these antibacterial wipes in your car and with all your gear. Buy some scrubbing bubbles, and don't want to get the cheap ones. These, what I found out, this, unfortunately, this is the brand, and I bought 2 cans for about $5. You get 2 cans. This, like I said, is one of the cheapest hairsprays, but some places have even their store brand. Maybe Walmart has a store brand. This was like $2 for a can. Might even get it cheaper. I don't recall what I bought this because I buy them in a pack, and it lasts a long time. So that will work, and of course your shoe polish you can get from anywhere. So it's really important, keep your cleaning rags, keep your gear clean, keep it looking good, and when you walk onto the field, the first thing people think is that guy's put together, he probably knows what he's doing, he looks good, he's clean, and his equipment looks good. So stay safe, call those strikes, and good luck. Thank you.